Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and I think I'm going to start a new series, and it's going to be called What's on My Mind Wednesday. Wednesdays is my hardest day to figure out exactly what I want to do. On the other days, I kind of have things planned out, but Wednesdays is my day that it's a little bit helter-skelter around here. But I thought I might start that, and What's on my mind Wednesday, or Wednesday on my mind, or I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you think I should call it. And what we will do is each Wednesday, I'll just come on here and whatever is on my mind that day, who knows what it might be, that will be what we'll do. It could be a complete journal, it could be some pockets, it could be who knows what, but we'll try to make it interesting and fun. So, and then I'll ask you guys for some suggestions from week to week too. So, all right, today we're going to do something different. Now this is totally inspired by Julie from Camilla Craft Designs, and I will put her link below. It's not like hers, but it's inspired by her. I was trying to think of some different pocket ideas and things to come up with this morning. I thought, you know, I've done the general pockets and all of that, but I want something different. You know, I love different. So this is one of our digitals, and I know it's printed this way, but we're going to use it the opposite way. I don't mind that things run sideways. That doesn't bother me at all. I'm not that tickler, as my daughter used to say when she was little. Alicia used to say tickler. I'm not tickler. She couldn't say particular. She'd say, I'm not tickler. All right, now I just folded that over, and I'll tell you about what I'm folding on. Not that you need to fold it that size, but just what I'm doing. Okay, let me get my ruler turned the right way, and I will. This one is 2 3/4 that I turned over, and then I'm just going to turn this one over about there, I think. What I'm doing is just keeping it about the width of a tag, maybe a little bit wider. I'm going to turn it over to about 3 1/2. So the full width of this is about 3 5/8. That way a good tag would fit in behind there if I want to. So we're folding it that way, folding it that way. All right, now we're going to fold it again. I'm going to fold this up to about, let's see, about right there. And I'll tell you about what I'm folding it at. I know some people like measurements, some people don't. But I'll try to give you the measurements that I'm using anyway. I folded up 4 3/8, so you could fold up 4 1/4 or 4 1/2. That's how much I folded up. All you're going to do is leave enough room up here to fold over a little flap. Just like you're making an envelope out of a complete piece of paper. Now that folding was really crooked, so let's try it one more time. Now we're going to cut some of these pieces, so don't worry about it sticking out right here, anything like that. You do need either a double-sided piece of paper, or you print on the opposite side of your digital. That's one that's just printed on the opposite side, and it does, like I said, I don't care that they're not turned the right way. That doesn't bother me, but if it bothers you, then just make sure that you got one that is turned the right way. You can also do this, just fold this up using, you know, book page or anything like that. You can make them any size that you want. They don't have to be this size. This is just what I'm doing. Well, that didn't make any kind of mark, did it? I'm just trying to mark my my little fold lines here, just so that I can trim up those fold lines and I won't get it all whomper-jawed. Maybe. You know, there's no guarantees. I probably will get it whomper-jawed. Now what you're going to do is, and I'm going to have to do that again because that one didn't even do. I'm trying to go light, and I shouldn't worry about it because it's going to be cut out anyway. Alright, there's my score line, and what I want to do is I want to cut that complete score line out. So I'm going to cut on this side of it, and then I'm going to go and cut on this side of the score line. I want all that score line cut out, and I'm calling it score line. It's where we folded it. So I cut that little sliver there out. It's about maybe a 1/16. So you've got that there, like that. We're going to do that on this side as well. I'm going to cut that whole score line out right up to your other fold there, your side fold. And don't worry about it if it's not perfectly straight. Mine never is, so it'll still work. Now the reason I cut these out is because when we start folding this and putting everything together, we don't want it to be so bulky in those areas. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Here we go. Make it a little bit darker where I can see it and you can see it. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to cut on both sides of that score line, right up to that other fold. Okay, scissors, you got to cooperate with me today. There we go. Take that little sliver out, and we'll do the same thing over here. And you probably, well, you may not even cut these out. It's not a necessity. It's just, it makes, oops, see I tore that one. That wasn't good, was it? But that's okay, it's going to be on the inside anyway. And it'll probably be covered up, so I'm not going to worry about that. Now on these two right here, I'm going to take just a little bit more off of them. Because all they're going to serve a purpose for is just to make sure that this little flap is nice and strong. So I'm just going to cut a little bit more off of those. No problem. Okay, so I'm going to fold these over like this, and I'm going to glue those down because I want this is going to be my flap, and I want it to be strong. So instead of just having a single layer of paper, I'm going to do it like this. Now, let me tell you, if you're going to close these close up. If you're going to close this up with a magnet, you can put your magnet under here before you glue all this down. I'm going to just clip mine. I don't normally put a lot of magnets in journals, but I do in mini albums, but not so much in journals. So I'm just going to glue these down. But if you want to use magnets, you can certainly do that in this little flap, flippity flap here. Just going to glue that down. I'm not going to worry about if it's a little bit over, because I can always trim that little part off. Like I said, all this right here is going to be used for. It's just to sturdy up that flap. Glue that one down. You see now why I trimmed more off down here. You don't want it to interfere with your fold. Okay. Alright, that looks pretty good. I've got some extra room there, so I like that. Make sure that's glued down well right there, and I don't think it is. So that is going to be your little fold over, like that. Now, this is going to turn into a side tuck. So what we're going to do is, first off, I just want to glue this little piece down. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue around it and glue it down. Not a big deal that you have a lot of glue on there, because it's going to be sealed under that other one. You could cut this off if you wanted, but I wouldn't cut it off unless you just want to see that back paper, because that's part of our paper there. Now you can put some little pulls in here if you want. I'm not going to, because I don't think it's necessary. But I am going to go ahead and put a little bit of ink on these, just so that you won't really see where I cut. This ink kind of disguises your cut lines. And I'll have to come back and do that one in a minute because I'm going to cut that into a different little shape there. And I'm going to go ahead and ink these up down here. Now what we're going to do is put a little bit of glue right up through here. Put it as close to that edge as you can. A little bit up this side. And then we're going to fold that over and press that down. Okay, so that now has created, let me find, what did I do with them? I have lost my little tags that I cut. I cut some little tags just to show you what it would look like. And I think I've left them in my little prototype there. So that created a nice tuck, and it's a good size tuck that you can tuck some little journal cards and things in, or little tags. See, it's nice and deep. You could even put 3 or 4 in there if you wanted. So that's that. And then this part, I am going to leave this part as a little flip out where you can journal. Now, yes, I know my flower's sideways there. Like I said, that doesn't bother me. If it does you, you can do something different. You could also seal this up and make another tuck this way. I might do that on some of them. On this one, what will I do? You know what? On this one, I think I will. I think I will seal this over, and I'll make another little tuck there that will tuck the other way. And then on some of them, we'll leave this as a flip out journaling spot. But just because I've got that sideways flower, and I know it's bugging some of you OCD people, we'll go ahead and close that over. And then I'm just going to close that. And then we'll have another little tuck that goes the opposite way. Let's see if I can find something to put in there. I don't really have anything cut to go in there. We'll just do a couple of these that are not cut. But see, it's going to do the same difference. It's just going to go the opposite direction. Then you can decorate all of this. And I'm going to use my tag punch. I'm going to punch these corners. So that will flip up, and that will flip over. And let's go ahead and put a little ink on this side. And then, like I said, what I will do, I need to trim those. Put them in there. What I will do is I'll put a little paper clip on there. Just a little paper clip. Right on the top. Well, I can't get that paper clip to work. I think it's stuck. Let's try a different one. There we go. I'll put a little paper clip on it like that. And then I'll embellish the front. So that is basically the pocket. Now if I was gluing it down to a journal page, let's just say this was the journal page, I would glue it down here, here, and here, and you'd still have another tuck behind that you can put a tag in. But then everything will open up, and you'll have your other little tuck spots on the inside. So let's do another one. I want to do one. We'll come back and decorate that one in a minute. I want to do one out of this paper, I think. No, this one's the one I wanted. This paper. And this is from Rach and Bella Crafts. And now these you can fold over as much or as little as you want. If you want a big old pocket and a little bitty flap, just depends. You just fold it like you want. It doesn't matter, as long as you get the width that you want. And I try to keep mine at about 3.5, 3 3/4, something like that. That way I'm sure that it fits in all of my journals and my little tags fit behind. And I did not measure that one, but let's see. It is almost 3 3/4, so that's good. Okay, we're going to fold this up. There we go. Now when you fold that up, make sure that you leave enough room up here to have your little flap. Have a nice size flap, but don't come all the way up to your other fold. As you can see, my other fold's going to be here. That way you'll have lots of room in there. Okay, let's pull that over. Alright, and now we can do our cutting. I'm going to go ahead and mark mine just so I can see it. I tell you, when you're dealing with a bunch of lights right over your head, you would think the more light the better you can see, but that's not the case. The more light the worse I can see right now. And it's very dark outside. It's been raining all morning, which, you know, what else is new in Alabama? And you guys who are having droughts, I wish I could send you some rain. I would love to, if I knew how. So we are having our fair share this spring. Okay. But, you know, not to complain, because when it gets to be hot summertime, we'll probably won't get any rain. So I guess we get sent what we need when we need it. Okay, just cutting out my score lines. Now on this side, which is going to be the flap, I'm going to cut out a little bit more than just the score line. Just about 1/8 of an inch, maybe. That just helps everything fold better. Okay, we got that cut out. Okay, we're going to go ahead and fold that down and glue it. There we go. So it's a nice sturdy flap. And then this one, we're going to put the, let's see. I think I'm going to put the big side in first and have a narrower little tuck spot there. It doesn't matter. Remember, you can do either one. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and ink on this just before I fold it down. These are fun and easy to make. I think I'm going to enjoy them in my journal. And then this, I'm going to leave it where it'll flip out for all kinds of journaling space. I'm not going to make pockets out of that one. But I am going to go ahead and just ink around it. Alright, so that will flip out for journal space. And then we'll go ahead and put a little pull up here. We'll go ahead and clip these corners with our little tag punch. those are available in our store. I had someone yesterday that asked where they could find my punches. Well, all of my punches are available in my store that I have. You know, we can't, I have some punches that are very, very old, and of course we can't get those anymore. But if I say this is available in my store, then it is. That means we've either got more in or it is there. Okay, so that, ooh, I like that. That's pretty. That's very pretty. Now let's go ahead and embellish a little bit on these. I'm going to pull this one back over too. And I think I might make some little cards to go in there too. Some little journal cards. Or I could just cut some of these down and put them in there. Oh, I like that in there. That's pretty. Okay. We might use what we have. Yeah, let's just use a couple of these. They make good little journaling spots. Just trimming this off. This one is already trimmed, I think. I'm just going to ink around them. Now you could put this in, these are printed on just like regular copy paper. You could make them a little bit stronger if you wanted. I'm not going to worry about it since they're going to be tucked in here, but you can definitely write on the back. There we go. We could even put another one in there if we wanted. Right here, I think I want a flower. See if I've got a flower that's tall enough. I'm not sure I do. Let me look. Okay, I pulled out a few things, so let's see what we can do. I may have to back those just to keep them from kind of curling up, but we'll worry about that later. I got one of my flowers that I fussy cut out a little bit. I don't do a lot of fussy cutting. I just cut the majority of the white off. If there's anything on there that I don't like the white on, I just ink it. So I'm going to put this one down right here. It's got some of the pink and some of the blue, all of that in there. Now, I meant to put a little label down here underneath, so let me see if I can pull that up right quick. I'll put this little label down there. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. I have people say, well, why didn't you do this before you did that? Well, you know, it's my brain. My brain works different than most brains. Oh, Lordy. Sometimes, you know, I just don't think about it until after the fact. I mean, it's a little bit easier to sit and watch a video and think, oh, well, they should have done so-and-so, than it is to sit here and talk about it, create it for the first time, and try to tell you what's going on. At least it is for me. My little brain doesn't work that well. Now I think on this, I'll put that right there. It's just a little, well, it's a pretty good sized ticket. I think it might look okay there. Just put that right down somewhere in the middle. And I'm not going to put anything on that side. I'm going to leave that like that. That will flip up. This will be mainly the front, so I thought I would put a piece of book page here. I kind of pre-planned this one a little bit. I had to turn the camera off for a minute because I had some people come up, so when I come back I just pre-planned a little bit on this one. My glue right now is showing through that book page because it's one of the very old ones, but when it dries, it should be fine and dandy. I think I might put that flower there. And I don't know if I want anything behind it or not. Let's see. I might just want a number down there. What if we put a number right there, the flower right there? Yeah, I think I like that. It's still thundering outside. It's slacked up raining for a little while, but still thundering. Well, that's crooked as a dog's hind leg. Okay. Now on these flowers, I like to just go around it and tip the little edges. I don't like to color them much. I just kind of tip the edges, and I don't know, it makes them stand out a little bit more. To me, it does. If that's not your cup of tea, you can always just do it the way that you do. Well, that'll work. And my flowers floating away, because so guess what we need to do? That's a little bit big. Let's trim it. Put a little piece of washi tape across there. There we go. And I might even just use the other little piece of this across this one. Just going to use a tiny little piece of it. There we go. So then that closes up. That closes up, and we're going to put something on the flap too. So let's decide while I get a little paper clip. Tell me what you think we should put on the flap. What about just a nice label? And nothing else, maybe. I don't know. Let's cut it out and see. I think that might work. Well, I like that, but I think it does need something behind it. I think I'll just grab a little piece of this scrap vellum that I have. And it's just a little scrap piece. And I'm just going to use my glue stick on this real quick. I can grab out my Bearly Arts, but on this one I'm just going to grab my glue stick. Okay. Then, now see, my label doesn't look right, so we won't put it on there. We will put a little flower on there. Nothing wrong with extra flowers. What about we use this one right here? Yeah, I think that will look good right at the end of that vellum. Yeah, sometimes when I put one thing down, it kind of counteracts the other, so I have to decide what I want to do there. There we go. Oh, I like that. I do feel like now I need something right here, because that part is showing and it's kind of blank. So let's see what we might put there. Well, it's like double flowers, so let's don't do that. Alright, what about a little ticket there? Put it like that. I like that. I think I am going to cut it in a ticket shape, so I'm just going to trim the edges with my little scissors. And these are probably not going to trim straight at all because this is a sticker, and so the scissors don't like to trim that back part, but maybe when I pull the back part off it'll be okay. I may have to cut my camera off again in just a minute. I've got people working outside, so I may need to go answer the door. Ooh, that's sticky. Okay, we'll put that down right there. I like that. Now, that is a nice pocket. It's ready to go, ready to glue down to our journal. So we'll go ahead and decorate this one a little bit. start on the inside. That way we can work our way out. I want to put something right here. What about that nice big flower? This is one of our flowers out of our kit, I do believe, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Not out of our kit, out of our flower digital. I'm sorry about pausing on some of my words that I say, some of my sentences. I don't mean to do that. It's just I'm trying to think 90 miles an hour and talk to you guys too. And sometimes it gets a little bit difficult. Plus I got things going on around me and outside, and it's my pea brain. Okay. Let's do that maybe there. What do you think? I like that. I looked in the camera and I liked it. Sometimes looking in the camera is a better shot than looking at it like I'm looking at it. Because I'm having to look from the side, well, from the end. I'm looking up at it. I'm not looking over it. And it makes it a little bit harder sometimes to see if it's lined up like you want it and that kind of thing. See, I'm just going in and kind of putting a little bit of ink on those white places that I didn't trim, because I don't want to have to go in there and do all of that extra fussy cutting. Well, don't put the glue all over the place, Edith. Okay. Okay, that's that one, and then we'll put a little bit of something here. I don't think I'll put a lot. What about just one of these? I think that will look okay right there. Not even going to worry about putting something on all of it. Just a little stamp right there. And that's got... Now, I'll need to trim those off, like I said, but we're going to leave them for right now. And then I need to put something here. And I can go, since this is more of a tone color, I can go with just about anything there that will brighten that up. And I'm thinking I'm going to go with this purple. I kind of like it. Oh my goodness, you guys. Brooklyn's birthday is the 19th. 2 more days away. She is so excited. That girl loves birthdays more than anybody I've ever seen in my life. Well, she wanted to know if the pool's going to be ready by her birthday. I said, baby, I don't know. I said, even if it is, it's going to be super cold. I said, they're working on it, but I don't know if it's going to be ready or not. She said, well, I don't care how cold it is. I want us to have a swim party. I said, well, we'll see. But that's that girl. She loves birthdays. And she starts planning her birthdays in January. So she sent me a whole list of things last night that she wanted for her birthday. And I said, now, wait a minute. I said, I can't get all of these. That's a lot of stuff. And she said, Nanny, just buy what you can. She said, just buy what you can, and I'll ask my mom and daddy to buy the rest. I was like, okay. If that's what you think, that they'll get the rest. I think I might do that, just like that. Not put too much more on there. I like that, the back on that paper. Like I said, even though the writing is going sideways, that doesn't bother me. I think I'll do that. So yeah, you guys, if you are subscribed to her channel, and I'll put her link down below, y'all go over and wish her a happy birthday, because that would absolutely flip her out. Her daddy left Monday on a business trip, which he travels constantly, but she said, "Daddy, are you going to be back in time for my birthday party?" He said, "Well, of course I am." She said, "Daddy, you better be back in time for my birthday party, because I can't have a birthday party without you and Mama." He said, "I will be back, Brooklyn. If nothing happens, I'm going to be back." So, all right, I think that one's it on that one. That's cute. I love that too. I think I'll continue to make these. And like I said, I know people ask me, how are you going to use that in your journal? If this was my journal page, I would put it down. I would glue here, here, and here, and put it down. And then you can have another tag up here to tuck in, but then you can open this up and you've got all of that on the inside, all the little surprises. So that is that one. Alright guys, I think that's it for this tutorial. I think you guys know exactly what to do, and I want to see you make some of these and share them over on our Facebook page. That link is below. We will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.